Hi, I'm Lindsay. I'm the CEO and founder of Dispatch Goods, and I'm here to talk trash to you today, specifically around single-use packaging. Since the onset of the pandemic, single-use packaging has increased by 250 to 300%. And this is in stark contrast to consumer trends. We've seen that over the past 5 years, sustainably marketed products have driven over half of all growth across CPGs. So we have a consumer that wants to use her purchasing power uh, to support sustainable brands. So why is there a rise in packaging? Well, there's no infrastructure that can support reuse. And that's what we're building at Dispatch Goods. I'm Lindsay. Like I mentioned, I used to run Surfrider's Ocean Friendly Restaurants program, where I helped restaurants transition to more sustainable practices. But what I found was the options I was showing them for takeout and delivery were just different shades of trash. So I teamed up with Maya, who is the West Coast partnerships lead at Caviar and DoorDash, and we launched Dispatch Goods. We have a really strong technical team coming from places like Boeing and Google, and a really strong logistics and ops team as well. And so, with enormous problems comes enormous opportunity. And we are seeing that if we only consider consumers living in the 100 largest metro areas in the US that order takeout at least once a week and are willing to pay more for sustainable options, it's a $46 billion US TAM alone. We see single use as something of the past. It is an inevitability that we cannot keep using our resources to be used for 12 minutes and then tossed. So, Dispatch Goods sees reuse as the future, and there's a lot of policy that's helping to support that thought. And we're building the infrastructure to make reusability easy and delightful. It's easy because customers can select reusable packaging when they're checking out from the platforms they already use, which is directly through restaurant websites like Square and Toast, or through third-party delivery apps like DoorDash. And then it's delightful because it more closely mimics a dine-in experience so that the packaging that the chefs are presenting the food in feels a lot more like eating at a restaurant than it does on your couch. So basically how this works is customers order from a restaurant or through a third-party app and select our option. They receive their food in reusable containers. There's a number to text on the containers in the bag to schedule collection. And on collection day, they just put their bag and their containers out for collection. And we handle the rest. We handle the collection, the washing, and the redistribution. We're building this infrastructure starting with packaging from restaurants because that's consumers' biggest pain point. But our goal is to make this broadly applicable so that we can add more and more items to each collection stop over time. Who needs this infrastructure? Well, brick and mortar restaurants, that's obviously where we're starting, but we also get a lot of inbounds from companies and commercial buildings and enterprise campuses that are looking to reduce waste. So that's how we are entering the market. We also hear a lot from CPG companies, grocery stores, and delivery services, and all e-commerce brands. And so we see that as the larger market over time. We launched this model in August, and since then we've experienced over 1,200% revenue growth. And you can see a nice uptick in December. That's when we got a big container order. So we've been able to quickly onboard more restaurants. We launched with DoorDash in September, and this is an example from a single restaurant where in August, our modifier was selected 117 times. In September, we added it to DoorDash, and in total, it was selected 464 times. And then last month, it was selected 663 times. So we are adding restaurants and growing, but we are also growing within restaurants, which is really important and an exciting indicator. Like I mentioned, we've experienced a lot of momentum, but a couple of things I'd like to point out are that we launched with Imperfect Foods to help support the reuse of their gel packs. We also are going to be launching a pilot with Google next month. And we switched to gig economy collection system, which has helped to really de-risk the assumptions we'd made around what type of density we could get. And so looking at the space and how we win big, we see a combination of demand, logistics, technology, and brand. Demand, it already exists. So we're meeting that demand, but we're also creating the demand on the side of other partners that now have the opportunity to offer reuse when they couldn't before. The logistics, we look to have a really streamlined logistics, and looking forward, we're excited to implement automation for our reverse logistics processes. We also launched our scalable collection system with gig economy workers. And we recently launched a QR code inventory management system. We have modular API for integration, and the thread that runs through all of this is delight. We really noticed that with the delightful aspect of our containers, of our brand, come loyal customers and the best restaurant partners, which bring more customers. Here's a piece of feedback we received from one of those customers a couple weeks ago. Y'all are dope as heck. Seriously, my biggest reason for not wanting to get takeout is how wasteful it is. So thank you. And so thank you. We'll be launching our seed round this spring. So if you're interested, feel free to shoot me an email, and I look forward to connecting. Thanks.